Today, my brother and I are going to be looking over Super Mario Party Jamboree. This looks like a great Mario Party, and it's going to have so much content, and we're so excited for it. Also, guys, I've recently started a Patreon account, so if you're interested in supporting the channel and getting certain perks like your name called out at the beginning of the video, then be sure to check out that link in the description. Thank you.
So without wasting any more time, let's jump right into it.
So Super Mario Party Jamboree looks like it's got a whole bunch of content. It's got like 7 boards and it's got 112 mini games. This whole revamped ally system. There's a ton of new content. What do you think, Levi?
I I think it will definitely be a very exciting Mario Party game. Like, this is definitely going to turn out very weird and very cool at the same time. It's going to be a bit of a mix of both.
I mean, Mario Party Superstars was a pretty it was a good game, but Nintendo Cube did not really do anything too special. It was just revamped content. It's still great to play, but it's not anything super exciting or new. It's one of the highest rated Mario parties ever, though. But at the same time, it's kind of like, there's not too much new content. This is actually gonna have some new content, so I'm completely here for it.
Mario Party Superstars, like, it seems so, like, dull compared to Mario Party Jamboree of what we know, and Mario Party Jamboree just has so much compared to, like, new characters, new boards, new concepts, 2 returning boards, stuff like that.
Alright, so why don't we get into some of those boards? So the first one is Mega Wiggler's Tree Party. So this is one where there's a huge wiggler in the center. It moves around the its little area, and it can basically provide a bridge between the different sections of the board. That's the main gimmick. It's pretty simple, but it's definitely your starter board. I think that this one looks pretty decent. We got a lot of info on this in the previews that came out. So I think that this is definitely going to be a solid board. The visuals look great on it. Anyway, so what do you think about this board?
I think it definitely has a lot of potential, like, first board wise. Just made that up. It really looks good. It looks cool. It looks like a great starter board, like, full of color and imagination and event spaces and things to take your coins, things to give you coins, and the wiggler, of course. The wiggler definitely would make gameplay of this board interesting.
Yeah, see, I think the one thing is that it's cool. It definitely has a toss-up for a starter board, but the visuals aren't, that when I say visuals, when I said that before, I meant like the game visuals. It's still your basic grassy texture. I mean, you see the toads making food or whatever, but like, why? That's the one question I have. I don't necessarily understand that, but it looks like a very fun starter board, and I'm excited to play it.
Something good is going on whenever the toads are making food, because the toads probably make good food, like pancakes. Pancakes. I don't know, maybe pancakes, maybe not.
I mean, yeah, this looks like a great board. I definitely like seeing toads cooking. I am excited for this, but it definitely will not be the first one I play because so many previews came out for it. It's a basic board for your first Mario Party players who need to, really get started. So, anyway, the next board we have Rolland Raceway. So this is by far the simplest in layout, but maybe not in strategy. it seems like the goal here is to use that quadruple dice, the board exclusive, to really use it to your advantage, but it is kind of a gamble because you can pass even the star. The only decision you make while you're using that is which way to go when you are at a crossroads. So it's definitely going to be interesting. It's not like we've seen a board like this before, so it's going to be different. And everybody's in cars.
Mario Party fans are definitely probably scared about the cars because, like, Nintendo fans have had nightmares with the cars, like Mario Party 10 and Mario Party 9, I think? I don't know. Anyway, it looks like a very good board, and it's definitely different from the others. Every board has its own difference. Anyway.
Yeah, I think that this board it's gonna be interesting. I don't know if it's gonna be a fan favorite. It's definitely the one I think people have been talking the least about because it's visually appealing, but it's not like, it's the layout. There aren't too many decisions, so the question is, because Mario Party it's the type of game where it's great for the family because it balances out luck and strategy. You give the board gameplay for those who like luck, and you give the strategy for the mini games for those who like strategy. So the concerning thing is the board just too much luck? Because the board should have a little bit of strategy. But when you completely eliminate it, then people don't like it anymore. So I don't know how I feel about this board.
The cars definitely just it's unique, but like especially the items, like where you can go like so fast it just whizzes a bunch of spaces, and it definitely seems a bit crazy, but not crazy at the same time. It's definitely, they mastered like the feel of a racetrack and all the shops, like stray tires in the background, stuff like that.
Yeah, so also the next board, Goomba Lagoon. Of the first 4 that are unlocked, because there are 3 unlockable boards, the 2 retro ones and King Bowser's Keep are unlockable. But all of the base boards, this one is definitely by far the most complex. The main gimmick of this one is that the tide rises and falls. There's an item. There's also like the board exclusive item. So it has a shell item which allows you to raise or lower the tide. So that one is, I don't know how I feel about this board. I've never been a huge fan of the tropical boards. I'll definitely play it because it looks solid, but I don't know. The main concern is any given area going to be too inaccessible? How long do these tides last? That's the main question that I've got on my mind. But it looks good.
The Goombas, that's probably the most interesting part. Like, if there's probably like, it's just like an event space by the volcano, and then it just erupts with golden Goombas. And we know that when you step on that, it gives you like some coins, so that could be helpful.
Yeah, actually, the it's not an event space. It's required for you to stop by it. It's nice, but it'll shoot lava bubbles sometimes, which will take away coins. So we'll see how that works. It should balance out the economy a little bit, because that's the main concern when we're talking about a Mario Party game is the economy decent? Because if it hands out more coins than it takes, then everybody just has so many coins, and then it's just a little bit less strategic at that point. So we'll see how that is. Yeah.
It's I'm glad they're at least like they're adding like a control in there. If you know, it could get a bit too crazy where you get like too many golden Goombas. That's why they need some like an interesting mix of like good luck and bad luck or whatever you want to call it.
All right, so Rainbow Galleria, it's the last of the base boards that you don't have to unlock. This one is the most visually appealing. It looks like there's a lot going on here at once. I am really excited for this one. You know, you've got the shops on the third floor, like the event space shops. You've got your item shop, your regular item shop, the second floor. You've got your Kamek item shop, which, can we just talk about the Kamek item shops? This is definitely interesting because they deal in different items, always at a twist. I'm not sure how that'll work, if it'll work well. This board definitely looks like it's very fun. I think this is the one that most people are most excited for. The most concerning thing to me is the economy. Is it just going to be too inflated? You've got no issues, you know, everybody's always got enough coins for everything. So that's my thoughts on that board.
And an interesting gimmick I noticed is that like there's that elevator, and we already know from footage we have seen of the game that it will cost 5 coins to go, like, I'm not sure if it's just like any floor you want, but you can do it from the top to the bottom or from the bottom of the board to the top. Maybe, probably on the second floor too, but like, I don't know. It's probably just gonna be very interesting. And also, another thing is the where you can mark the prices up. So when someone tries to buy a star, like your friend or who's about to not be your friend, and then you could just mark it up so they don't have enough coins for it. So that's like a good gimmick.
Yeah, so the elevator, I believe, only goes from the first to the third floor and vice versa. I don't think it goes to the second floor. Yeah, hopefully, because the main real gimmick here is that there are the flash sales that'll discount everything. So hopefully those stickers are common enough so that it balances out that flash sale gimmick. I do think that's going to be good if it's done right. A little worried if maybe it won't. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, that's my thoughts on Rainbow Galleria. So we've got the retro boards and King Bowser's Keep. So King Bowser's Keep, this is definitely supposed to be the boss board. You know, you've got Imposter Bowser, which, believe it or not, that's what he's officially called. So it appears that he will basically rain fireballs down that turns certain spaces into Bowser spaces. You can use the board exclusive item to change the direction of that area around Bowser, or you can land on an event space. Also, it seems like there are a lot of skeleton key doors. There are pipes going back to certain areas. There's a lot going on this board. It's also the board we know the least about because nobody's gotten to play it. There hasn't been much trailer footage on it. So yeah, it looks fun, but we don't know too much about it. They always try to keep the unlockable boards at a point where they're not very obvious what they are.
I feel about Bowser's Keep that there's just so much going on here, like, and don't get me wrong, there's a lot going on in the other boards, but like, a lot of it is just unknown. Like, we don't know a lot of it, like, especially because I was watching one of the overview trailers. I'm not sure if I heard it right or not, but it did say that Imposter Bowser would have a turn. But that would definitely be weird if you're like playing that board and you're Bowser and there's another Bowser. It's like but that's probably why they named him Imposter Bowser at balance.
Yeah, so I believe it's probably just a gimmick that happens at the end of the turn. yeah, he definitely doesn't have a regular turn, but I don't know how he's activated. Again, we don't know very much about this board, so there's not too much to talk about. If you are looking at footage and examining, there's a lot to see, but besides that, not too much. So we've got the 2 retro boards. So the first one's Mario's Rainbow Castle. This one, you know, I don't feel like I'm going to be spending too much time on this one. It looks fine. It is unlockable. You know, it's if you want to find out a lot of info about the 2 retro boards, you can look up a lot of the info. But this one, I mean, I don't like it when the star doesn't move. Like Peach's birthday cake from Mario Party 1, which is in Superstars. It's definitely not my favorite, just because I feel like it's just kind of like it's like very linear and the star never moves, so it's like it takes a little more of the strategy out and puts in more luck. Mario Party's good for luck, but it's got to have some strategy too. So I mean, hopefully this one has enough decisions to make it feel balanced.
I honestly, like, it's gonna be, for a lot of people who never played, like, Mario Party 1 or 2, or, you know, but it's definitely gonna be different for them, but, like, people that have already played it already have the experience, so it's probably not gonna be that exciting for them. But it looks like a solid port, so, yeah.
I mean, besides the visual remastering, it doesn't look like there's too much different here. They haven't been showing too much in the trailers about these, but the one thing about these is we know info about them from past games. So the other one is Western Land. This one I'm more excited to play just because I've never really played I've played part of a game, but it's just, I don't know, I can't say I'm in love with the older Mario parties, just because they're not very good when it comes to 3D. I get that it was the N64, but I don't think they made extremely good use of the 3D visuals like they could have. But it's definitely a complex board. I like it when it's complex and there's a lot of strategy. Makes the game more fun. So this one looks fun. But again, if you want to know more info about this, there's a lot of info online. So I think this looks good.
Western Land, it's definitely like your classic desert, ghost town kind of thing. Well, not ghost town, but like, it's just like an older theme, but like, there's not much to see here, except for like, if you have an N64, you can play it, but yeah.
So we've got that done, so I want to talk about the mini games, because I like that. See, Super Mario Party, one of its main critiques was the fact that it was kind of criticized for the fact that it only had motion controls. I did not mind it, because Mario Party, most of the mini games in Super took good advantage of the motion controls, and I don't feel like using the single Joy-Con for motion controls. I think it's fun, but if you're playing a heavy game where it's like you want more controls and something that's more comfortable, but board gameplay is not like super fast paced, so it's okay to have a single controller. I personally will probably want to use a single controller so that I can get some of those motion mini games. But for those who just hate it so much, you're now able to, go in and just use a Pro Controller, turn off motion mini games. But there are only 15 motion mini games confirmed by Nintendo Life. And speaking of Nintendo Life, and also Nintendo, I will put the links down to the footage I use in the description. You can go find it. Thank you to Nintendo Life for the footage. But basically, I think that the mini games look very solid. We've also got the Jamboree Buddies that are in the boards, which are basically Super Mario Party's allies, which, if anybody's played Super Mario Party, they know the allies are pretty overpowered because they add dice rolls. There are mini games that use the allies, so, like, it's not to say that you can't win without an ally, but, like, you could just get so many over and over and you kept them for the rest of the game. It was kind of too much and overpowered. So these Jamboree Buddies, they appear that they're only, you can use them, but they're only for 3 turns. You have to win a mini game to get them. You get double everything good, but double everything bad, and they have one ability, so I would say pretty balanced. Some people are like, oh, you can't turn them off, because it was confirmed you can't turn them off. I don't have an issue with it. I know some people do, but I think the bunnies look like they're balanced.
I feel like the Jamboree Buddies, like, they seem like so good, so good, like, so much better than the allies, but, like, they seem harder to get, because, like, it's only a few, like, it's like 4 turns that you can actually get to them. Like, after four turns is over, they're gone, and you can't get them anymore.
Yeah, I think it's a little less than that, but whatever it is, it's, they're, if you have one, you've definitely earned it. But going back to the mini games, so, you've got your 10 Jamboree Buddy mini games. They're separated out. I think they're longer mini games. They look like they're going to be some great ones. Like, it's cool. Like, for example, there's Luigi's mini game where he's locked up and he's brought somewhere, and it's kind of like a mansion theme, like Luigi's Mansion, where you've got to solve puzzles. Or you've got, like, Yoshi's minigame, which is a mountain race, and it looks really good because, they're like they're appropriate to each buddy. Now, there are only 10 that you can actually use, but I don't have too much of an issue with that. Yeah, overall, I think that the buddies look good, and the buddy mini games. You've also got, you've got all types of mini games. So also there's the online mode, the Coupathlon, which is up to 20 players. Levi, do you want to give me your thoughts on that?
Coupathlon. It seems like a good online thing, especially for a Mario Party game. Like, it's odd that you play online a Mario Party game, like, not just like the board game itself, but it's more awkward they would make like a separate mode for that. But I mean we'll take it because it's different. It's not like it was the past, or if it even was that way in the past. But like, it's nice. It's nice that Nintendo actually thought about that.
Yeah. So there's also the Bowser's Kaboom Squad. It's an 8-player co-op, so everybody's working together. There's special mini games for it. You've got to basically bomb Bowser and destroy him. It looks fun. I don't think there's too much to touch on this. But finally, there's these motion control mini games that we found out about very recently. So you've got the Koopa Paratroopa School, I think it is, Flight School, where you can fly around, or you can carry passengers to their destination. It looks solid, I'll take another mode. It looks fun. It's motion. There's the cooking one, where it's very similar to the soundstage in Super Mario Party, where you're basically like playing certain mini games that are rhythm based. And then you've got the Toad one. I forget it. I think it's Toad's Factory or something like that, where you've got to move certain gimmicks to allow the ball to get where it needs to go. So yeah, those look fun.
I think I'm very excited for the the parachute flight school, not the Koopa parachute flight school. But I'm very excited for it because you can like fly around by yourself, or you can like team up with someone to carry someone to a destination, like Bowser or something else, or Toad. Yeah, I forgot to mention Toad, and yeah, it seems pretty solid. Like in the cooking one, I noticed they're making soup with Waluigi. That would be nice. Good soup.
Yeah, so finally the roster. So there are a few characters like Dry Bones that didn't make it in. I mean, to all those people, I'm sorry, but at least my boy Toad is playable now, because yeah, he needed to be playable in a Switch Mario Party, so that's gonna be great. And I think the roster looks very good, pretty similar to Super Mario Party. Just a few characters were taken out and replaced with other ones. We've got Ninji and Pauline. They're brand new to the Mario Party series. They're good. I'll take them. Yeah, so I think as far as thoughts go, that's it. Levi, do you want to comment on the characters?
I'm excited for like the more diverse characters. Like you don't really see any every day, like the enemies, like Boo or Ninja or Monty Mole, and it seems like a pretty interesting balance. Like they gave us so many much better characters than the last Mario Party game. Like we finally get Toad. I know Justin already mentioned that, but we also get Toadette. We also get that, and we never get that in a Mario Party game. Like we've always wanted it because we like Toad, and why did Toad have to be the moderator? But now they're finally is making Yellow Toad the moderator. So that's good. I don't even know what moderator means. I think I got it.
Yeah, so I think the fact that Toad is playable, it's I definitely like it because I feel like he belongs there. It's been a while since he's been playable. So yeah, I guess in this game it seems like they're bringing, like, even if it means that you've got, like, for example, Boo, and then Boo can go up to Boo and steal junk. Like he says something about it's like looking into the mirror. They did not care what it meant if they had to have certain characters, see each other, like the whole imposter Bowser thing. They didn't care. I'm very glad that they don't care. They're actually just making it maybe not make sense for once to make the game just so much better. But anyway, with all that, thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications. I know it's been a while since I've posted, but I think I'll start posting again if there are interesting topics. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.